Hi, and welcome to our on-demand technology training for Facebook. Before we create your Facebook business page, let's discuss a few of the differences between your Facebook account and a Facebook business page. I know there are often concerns that what we do on our personal accounts will be viewable to those who have followed and liked our business pages. But please remember that your personal profile is your personal account on Facebook, and it acts as the administrator to your Facebook business page. Your personal account on Facebook is where you would connect with friends. You would invite people to connect with you, or they would invite you to connect with them. There are invitations involved, and they must be accepted, or they can be denied. People that you invite to be friends, if they accept that invitation and choose to be your friend, they will see what you post, whether it's a picture or a status, and they will be able to interact with that post. So they can like it. They can also leave a comment. Now, when you like a post on your personal account, only you and your friends will see that. Nothing or no one on the business page or on the business side would be aware of those things. Now, you have a limit of 5,000 friendships on Facebook through your personal account, whereas a business page does not have a limit of friendships because they're not friendships, they're business connections. So you can have an unlimited number of people who are following your business page and like your business page. Also, your business page allows you to create promotions and advertisements, which you are not allowed to create through your Facebook personal account. So again, they're two separate entities, and the people who exist on one side or the other don't necessarily see what's on the other side. So do not worry about your friends and or your followers seeing what you're doing on the other accounts. Now, of course, you could have friends and family that decide to support your business and choose to go ahead and follow your business page, in which case they are now both a friend and a follower. And so they would see both what you have posted on your personal account and what you've posted on your business page. So let's go ahead and get started and create a Facebook business page. Once you log into your personal account, in the top blue menu bar, you'll see a word that says create. Clicking on create allows you to then choose from all these different options, one of them being to create a page. You have a choice of either creating a business or brands page or a community or public figure page. You are offering a service, therefore you would create a business or brand page. You would click on the button that says Get Started. We now must create a page name. Remember that your page name should be your name and your title, what you do, the service that you're offering. So I'm just going to create a generalized name, and I'm going to say Susie Q, Realtor. Remember, the word realtor is trademarked by the National Association of Realtors. And please remember that you are either a realtor or a realtor's associate. The category would, of course, be real estate. You have real estate agent, service. The address would be the office address, so your broker's office. And if you'd like, you can actually check off the option that says don't show my address, and it would just remove it altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and just plug in the address for one of our offices. Okay, and then you have your phone number, which is also optional. You click on continue. Once you add in this information and click on continue, it will prompt you to add a profile picture, which of course you can upload from your device. It will ask you to upload a cover photo. Again, you can upload this from your device or you can skip and do this later. If you have a system you use for online bookings, or you would like to use Facebook's free appointment booking tool, you can go ahead and use that to book appointments through your business page. And then once you have that completed, it will take you to something that looks like this. Okay. Now this is a generalized page that I've created. So I'm actually going to jump into my business page. Okay, so here is my business page. And so the first thing that I like to point out is if at any point in time you need to update your picture or your cover photo, you can do so simply by hovering over your photo it will say update or upload, and it will give you some choices. The same with the cover photo. If you upload a photo and you'd like to change it, or you haven't done it and you'd like to upload one, when you hover in the top left corner, it will say change cover or upload cover. You can click and you would see your options there as well. So the first thing that we need to make sure that we do is we need to go through our settings. Realize that when you are in your business page, right beneath that blue menu bar that we saw at the beginning that we used to create the business page, there's now a white menu bar, and these are all of the options that pertain to your business page. So in order to work with your business page, you must always enter your business page, and then from there, select your options or your choices. So let's start with your settings. In the right-hand corner, it says settings. In that white menu bar, go ahead and click on it. And now we aren't going to go through all of the settings, but I do want to just point out a few things here. And of course, at your leisure, you can always choose. And of course, at your leisure, you can always choose to review all of these settings in detail. All right, so to get started, we must make sure that your page has the correct template, meaning there are different versions or different templates, formats for your business page. And because you are offering a service, we are going to click on templates and tabs and make sure that the template you have selected is that of a service. So mine is already set to services. If yours says anything other than services, where it says current template, you can go ahead on the right-hand side and click on edit. All the available templates from Facebook will be listed. Look for the tile that says services. View the details for those services. And then at the bottom, mine already says current template because it is the applied template. But if it is not for you, it would say apply template instead. You would apply the template and it comes right back to your screen. So again, make sure that under templates, your current template is that of services. Now there are tabs that are assigned to each template, and those would be listed beneath your profile picture. If you would like to rearrange these, or if you would like to remove some of these, where it says use default tabs, you would say off, okay, because you don't want to be tied into what those tabs might be. And then you can actually rearrange these. So for example, if I wanted the information about my business page to be up at the top, I can actually click, drag, and reposition all of these. Okay, there might be some that aren't necessarily applicable to what it is I'm doing or what it is I'm offering. So for example, I don't have a shop, and none of you would have a shop either. So you can actually click on the settings, and where it says on, just click and toggle it to off and make sure that you save that. So what it'll do is it'll turn the tab off so that it doesn't appear on your page. And you can go through and you can rearrange these. You can remove the ones that are not going to be applicable to the services that you're offering. And as you go through, just make sure that you make sure to save whatever it is you're doing every step of the way. Now, if at some point you would like to add these tabs or re-add them, at the bottom, it'll say add a tab. You can click on add a tab, and any tabs you've removed would be here, as well as any tabs that may have not previously been there, and you can go ahead and re-add those in. Now, the second thing I'd like to show you in the settings is your page information. So on the left-hand side, where our contents are, we're going to go ahead and look for the option that says page info and click on that. Page information is just some basic information about your business page. So you have a description that you can add in, and you do have a 255 character limit. This is where you would just kind of give a little synopsis of the services that you're offering or what it is you do. And again, if you add something in here or whenever you change it, make sure that you save those changes as you go. Now in categories, we would see the category that we chose when we created the page. In this situation, they allow you to add an additional 2 categories, so a maximum of 3. So I have real estate service. Maybe I wanted to add in just real estate. I would go ahead and search for it. You do have to choose from the options provided by Facebook. So this drop down now shows me everything that says real estate. I can go ahead and click and add real estate. So again, you have a limit of 3 categories that you can add to your page. And so you might add things like real estate service, real estate agent, and just make sure again that you save those changes. Now for the contact information, you have options to add a phone number, a website, an email address, and you only have space, or you only have the option of adding 1. So you would choose your main phone number, website, or email address. If you do not have any of these, example, if you don't have a website, you can just go ahead and check off the box that says my page doesn't have a phone number, a website, or an email. Now the location, again, it would be your broker's office. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and just make sure that that's blank if you don't want to display an address. And you can also choose customers visit my business at my street address. If you remove this check mark, it hides the address from your page. So for those of you that don't want an address listed on your page, that would be the option. Next, you have service areas. You can choose up to 10 different neighborhoods, cities, or regions. And this would obviously be the areas that you serve most often. So where it is you work. And of course, you have your save changes options beneath that. Your hours would be the hours that you are available or open. You have open on selected hours, which would allow you to select the days of the week and supply the hours. You have always open. You have no hours available, and you have permanently closed. Most of you will choose either open on selected hours or always open. So impressums are not required in the United States, but they are required in certain countries, which is what's being explained in the fine print right beneath the field. But this is a good opportunity for you to go ahead and explain a little bit more about yourself, what you do, the services you offer, your years of experience, your expertise, etc. Again, this has a 2,000 character limit, whereas the description that we saw at the top only has a 255 character limit. So we have more space here to write a little bit more about ourselves. Make sure, of course, that you save those changes. And then you have a price range. Because you're offering a service with a wide variety of price ranges, whether it's a rental, a luxury home, we're going to go ahead and recommend that you leave this as unspecified. You do not offer specific products, so we will leave that blank. And if you have a privacy policy, maybe from your office, you can go ahead and enter that link to that privacy policy. Otherwise, it just kind of defaults to the privacy policy Facebook already has. Now, once we're done with the page information, let's go ahead and go through the general settings. So up at the top, the very first option says general. The general settings are just a little bit of everything. And of course, like I mentioned, there are tons of other settings you can go through. But the general settings, I'm going to go through these and just talk about them a little bit. Facebook is very transparent about these settings and what they mean and what they do. So we're going to go through, and again, all of this is personal preference, but it's just going to clarify any questions, hopefully, that you might have about some of these settings. Starting with page visibility. Mine is currently published, but for those of you who are starting a brand new page, perhaps you would like to unpublish it until you have your picture and your cover photo and all your information in place. It's just a way to kind of make sure that your page is hidden from the general public until you are ready to display it. So if you would like to toggle that on or off between published or unpublished, you would click on edit on the right-hand side, and you would choose page published or page unpublished and save those changes. Just remember that if a page is unpublished, you can't do anything in terms of posting or sharing because it's technically deactivated. So once you are done with your page and you're good to go, make sure that you come back in and you publish it. Now the visitor posts. I'm going to go ahead and click on edit. You have two options. You can either allow visitors to the page to publish posts, or you can disable posts by other people on the page. I have it allowing visitors to post to my page. I'm allowing photo and video posts, but I am also choosing to review each post that is made before it is published to my page. So in your situation as an agent, if you have a customer who chooses to post something or to share their experience and how wonderful it was, we would want them to be able to post those things. We would want them to be able to post a picture that they took with you, or to post a picture of that property that they just purchased or rented because of you. So you can allow all of that. And if you would just like to be cautious, you can also check off or mark the option that says review posts by other people. So that way you would get a notification letting you know that someone has posted something to your page, but it doesn't actually get posted to your page until you have approved it. So it's a nice little way to just kind of field anything that might be inappropriate or that might be spam, because your business page is public and it is 100% public. That cannot be changed. So that way you can just make sure that what's being posted is accurate. Make sure you save those changes, of course. And then we can move on to post and story sharing. Just a little side note, I do have something called reviews. A lot of people no longer have that option, but reviews, if you do have it, you can either leave your reviews as allowed or disabled. Reviews cannot be approved or rejected. They cannot be modified. They can only be edited or removed by the person who wrote the review. Again, most of you will not have that option, and that's okay because we still have the visitor posts. But if you do have that option, I just wanted to make sure you understood how the reviews work. The post and story sharing. Again, they're very transparent, but you can either allow sharing to stories or you can disable sharing to stories. Please remember that stories are available for 24 hours. This is true of Facebook stories. This is true of Instagram stories. It is a picture or a video that is posted. It is there for 24 hours. It is viewable for 24 hours, and then it quote unquote disappears. Really, it doesn't disappear for you. It gets archived. So if you wanted to pull it back up and repost it, you could. But your followers wouldn't be able to see it after 24 hours. So it's got a lifespan, a shelf life of 24 hours. So you have the option that would allow people, your followers, to share what you have posted from your page as a story. Your posts, your events. It would allow them to take that and go ahead and share it on their page. So it's a nice way for you to be able to kind of maximize the exposure of what it is you're trying to promote or say or post. Now, you can allow people to share your page's posts and events, and you can allow people to share your page's stories. So those are the two options beneath that. It does tell you, just in case you're worried, that their post, their sharing will include your page name and a link back to what you originally posted. So again, it's just a nice way to kind of gain a little more visibility for the things that you're posting. You have your audience optimization for posts. And this one sometimes is renamed newsfeed and target audience, but it's the same setting. It just has a different name on some pages. This allows your newsfeed to target specific audiences. So it tells you allow newsfeed targeting and the ability to restrict the audience for your posts. If you click on the question mark, or hover over it, I should say, it then gives you another explanation, a more detailed one, that it says it allows you to target your posts and newsfeed to audiences most likely to engage with your content based on interest. So Facebook has an algorithm, and based on things people are searching, liking, commenting on, sharing, they determine what that person is interested in, assuming that person is actively interacting with posts on Facebook. It also allows you to restrict who can see your post and newsfeed based on audience age or location. So I've left mine as not marked or selected, but that is ultimately your choice. Sometimes Facebook's algorithm may not be as accurate as it should be because you have people who have social media but aren't interacting with posts. And so it might be a little more difficult to gauge what their interests are. And so in order for my audience to not be limited or restricted, as the setting mentioned, I've just left it as turned off. You have your messages. Messages allow people to contact you privately. And honestly, if someone is interested in selling their property, they're not going to post that in a public forum. So they're going to want to be able to message you privately. And what it'll do is it'll go ahead and send you that message through Facebook, and you'll get a notification that you have a new message. So you can allow people to contact you privately. tagging ability, others tagging this page, and page location for effects all kind of go hand in hand. So tagging ability is allowing others to tag photos and videos that you have published. So if I posted a picture with a member, that member could go and tag that picture and say, oh, that's me, and link their profile or their business page to that picture. So for you as an agent, it might be a picture you have posted with a customer, and it would allow the customer to go ahead and tag their account and say, that's me. When they do so, that picture now shows up on their page, and their family and friends would see this and would be able to go back to the original post, which is your post. And so it could increase some of the traffic to your business page. Others tagging this page gives people access to tag your business page in what they are posting and in what they are saying. So it allows people on other pages to tag your business page. And if you already have Facebook connected to Instagram, you can also allow Facebook stories that are shared from Instagram to tag your page. If you don't have Instagram yet, we're going to discuss that in another video. And we are also going to make sure that you know how to link your Instagram to your Facebook business page. So that will come in another tutorial. Page location for effects is for those of you who did leave the address on the page. You can allow people to use your page and tag it as the location. So they can tag you within the content of what they're publishing, but they can also tag your page and say that's where they currently are because there's an address attached to it. Country restrictions. You can either choose to only show your page to certain countries or to hide your page from certain countries. You would list them in this field. I have it currently blank, so my page is neither being shown only to a country or disabled or limited from being seen in a country, so everyone can see it. Age restrictions. You can set a restriction for who gets to see your page and follow your page. So I have it set to people 18 and over, but you do have a few options in this drop down. Page moderation and profanity filter also go hand in hand. Page moderation is where you can add words or phrases that you would like to block. And this comes in handy because in South Florida, we have a mix of different cultures and languages. And so the next setting is profanity filter. I have my profanity filter set to strong. But because my page is set in English, the profanity filter is concentrated on English. And so what I could do is use page moderation and block specific words and phrases that I deem inappropriate in other languages so that they do not make it to my page. Similar page suggestions. You can have your page included as a recommended page when people are searching something similar. So for example, in my case, if someone searches for Connie, Robert, or now Christy, who are the other trainers, my page would start to come up as a suggestion because we all have similar setups. In your situation, as someone searches for an agent or a realtor associate, they would go ahead and start to see suggestions of similar pages, and your page could potentially be on that list. So again, it's just another way to make sure that your page gets a little more exposure. There's no harm in it. So I have that marked or checked off. Page updates. Page updates will automatically post something every time your page updates the information. So let's say you change your phone number, your email address, your location. Facebook would go ahead and publish, hey, Maggie, real estate instructor, just updated her phone number. So it would go ahead and let people know that you changed something in your contact information. So they would have your up-to-date contact info. Again, no harm. It just lets them know something's been updated. Post in multiple languages. This option grants people who help you manage your page, and I'll show you how to add those people in a few minutes. It allows people who manage your page to write posts in multiple languages. Could be beneficial and helpful in South Florida. Again, we have tons of different cultures. We have an international market. So you could go ahead and just make it a little easier for people who are posting and helping you as admins or helping you manage your page. Translate automatically. So this allows people who understand other languages to see automatic translations of my posts when available. Meaning I'm set to English, I'm writing in English most of the time, I'm posting in English. But if someone who has their Facebook set to Portuguese, Italian, Spanish. If available, Facebook will go ahead and show them what I have posted in their language of choice. Facebook will go ahead and show them the post in their preferred language based on their settings. Comment ranking. You can have your comments organized according to what is deemed most relevant. I have this deselected. I do not have it checked off because I prefer to see comments that are left on my posts in chronological order. Content distribution. I have prohibited downloading to Facebook. If you hover over the question mark, this goes on to explain that videos that are uploaded to Facebook generally may be available to be downloaded on Facebook in some countries. If you check prohibit downloading to Facebook, videos uploaded by you will not be made available for downloading on Facebook. No, videos will never be available to be downloaded on local mobile devices. So basically, this doesn't allow people to download videos that you've posted. I have that checked off. It is probably recommended that you also make sure you have that selected. So I would recommend that you mark off or check off prohibit downloading to Facebook. Download page is if you needed to download a copy of your page, everything you've posted, every photo, video, and the page information. Merge pages allows you to merge duplicate pages. So if you accidentally created more than one, you can go ahead and merge them. They have to have similar names and they have to represent the same thing. You can also remove the page. So if it doesn't allow you to merge, you could simply go to the page you would like to delete, go to the settings for that page, find remove page, and save those changes. And then at the very bottom, you have live commentary, which you can allow people to go live and have a little watch party on Facebook as they watch your video when it's playing. Now you can decide you don't need that or don't want it, and you could just go ahead and say don't allow. But if you leave it unchecked as I have, people would be allowed to go live as they watch what you've posted. The last thing I wanted to review with you here in the settings are the page roles. So on the left-hand side, look for the option that says page roles. Page roles allows you to invite other people to be an admin or an editor, etc. of your page. They are not going to see your personal account. They would only have access to the business page. And you can decide how much access or how much power to give them. So where it says assign a new page role, I could go ahead and say, okay, I work in a team, or I'm working with someone who's going to help me with social media. You're going to look for them. So where it says type a name or email, I'm just going to go ahead and type in, let's look for Connie, one of the other trainers. She's already on there, but so I'll find Connie and I'll click on her name. And then next to her name, I can now add her as an admin. And at the bottom in light gray letters, you'll see a description of what they would be able to do with that level of access. So you have admin, editor, moderator, advertiser, analyst, or custom. You would click on add, they get an invitation. They have to accept that invitation before they start to have or see anything on your page. Okay, now once you've added someone, if you would like to remove them. So let's say I change my mind and I don't want Connie to be my admin anymore. I can edit and I can either change the level of access that I've given her, or I can go ahead and remove her altogether. Okay, and I'm not going to do that, so I'll leave that as is. I am going to go back to my page. So in that white menu bar that I mentioned, top left, it'll say page. We're going to go ahead and click, and that takes us right back to our page. We are not done yet. So from your page, right beneath the cover photo, you have, it says liked, following, you can share, and then you have send message. I have send message. So right beneath my cover photo, I have these buttons. It says liked, following, share. I have these three little dots to see additional information. And then next to that, or to the right of that, there's a blue button. If you have not assigned an action to this button, it will say add action. Mine already has an action assigned to it, so I have the option to edit the button. And so when you add or edit this button, you are asked what action you would like to assign to that button. You can either have it say book with you or contact, learn more about your business, shop with you, download your app, if you have an app or a game. And so you could go ahead and just see what the options are. So for book with you, it would say book now. For contact you, it could say contact us. Send message, which would be a message through Facebook Messenger. Call now, which would prompt them to call you. It would provide your phone number. Sign up, you would have to provide a link. Send email would prompt them to write an email. And WhatsApp, not everyone has this option yet, but eventually you will see it. Facebook purchased Instagram and WhatsApp. And so they're starting to create connections between the apps. Learn more about your business. You can either have it attached to a video or to learn more, which would be a link. Shop with you isn't really applicable to what you do, and neither is download your app or play your game. So you would select what you would like to do, click on next. It would prompt you to supply the information or select the mode of communication, and then it would go ahead and save that information on that blue button. The other thing that we need to make sure that we discuss with your business page is on the left-hand side where it says about. Somewhere on this left-hand side, it'll say about. Sometimes the menu options here have been shortened, and so it'll say more at the bottom. You would click on that and it would open all the options, but we're looking for the one titled about. When I click on about, I have the direction or the location of the office. And then in general, I have the name that I gave my page, which can be edited, and we have the username. Now, my recommendation is that whatever you name your page, make sure that you like it, make sure it's a name that will always be applicable to what you are doing, and then you do not change it. So in order for your accounts and your pages to be on Google results, you have to post 2 to 3 times a week, and you have to make sure that your name is the same across every business account and that your username is the same across every business account. So the name is the title of the page, whereas the username is just a shortened version of something assigned to you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your name. Mine isn't my name, it's my initials, but it's something shorter. It's 15 characters or less. And so if you haven't created one, you would have to edit. And I say 15 characters or less because when we repeat this process of setting up an account and we go to Twitter limits your username to 15 characters or less. So in order to make sure we're the same across the board, the name and the username have to be uniform. They have to appear the same way they do on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. But you can go ahead and edit them here. Also, you have space in your story for an image. You could click and drag an image in there, or you could just go ahead and if you already have something there, like I do, just click to open it up and you can edit that. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out right here, this name and username situation. We need to make sure that we figure out what our username is going to be and we leave that as is. I'm going to go back home and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your posts. So on your page, when you would like to post something on behalf of your business page, you must go to your business page. And right beneath the cover photo, it says create. It says create a post. I can go ahead, click in here and simply write something out if I'd like to. But I can also add in a photo, a video. I could copy and paste a link and share an article. So let's say I wanted to find an article on design ideas. Let's say kitchen remodel 2020. And obviously things like HGTV and the DIY network all have websites with articles, but I'm going to go ahead and just open up this one. And of course I would recommend you read it, but let's say I would like to share this article. A lot of sites are implementing or including links to social media so that you could just really quickly click on it and post it. But not all of them have it. So the one I chose doesn't have that option. Okay, sometimes it's at the bottom, sometimes it's at the top. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom and see if it's at the bottom. It's not. So I'm going to go ahead and take this link up here in this address bar or address bar, and I'm going to copy it, come to Facebook, and I'm going to paste it into my post. When you copy and paste a link, Facebook tries to generate a preview, as you can see here. And once that preview pops up, you can actually just delete the link. So I'm going to go ahead and say something, look at these wonderful kitchen remodels. And it could be an article from the Herald, the Sun Sentinel, Miami New Times, etc. And I'm going to go ahead and just post it. And that's it. That's as easy as it gets to post something on Facebook. And you can repeat the process with a picture or with a video, etc. Now, I would like to show you an example of what happens when the article contains a link to something else. So when it contains a link for you to post on Facebook or Twitter. Let's say I wanted to share this article. So right now I'm on hgtv.com. They always have really beautiful visuals with their articles, whatnot. So HGTV already has the icons that allow you to post to different social media platforms. So if I wanted to post this to Facebook, I would click on Facebook. And by default, Facebook wants to post this to my personal account. And I do not want to post this as Maggie. I want to post this as Maggie, the real estate instructor. So what I would need to do is where it says share to news feed or story in the top left of this pop-up, I'm going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to change to an option that says share on a page you manage. And so from here, I can go ahead and say, I'm going to post as Maggie. I would say something and I can go ahead and post it to Facebook. So at the bottom in blue, it'll say post to Facebook. Just keep an eye out for that small switch, that change you need to make in Facebook. So again, a lot of times, oftentimes, when you see an icon that allows you to share that article, that video, etc. to Facebook and you click on it, it wants to post to your personal account. So you need to make sure that instead of it saying share to newsfeed or story in the top left, you click and change to share on a page. Just to make sure it gets posted to your business page. Now, the other thing that we would need to discuss, or that we should discuss, is how you can schedule your posts. Because I just mentioned a few minutes ago that you should be posting 2 to 3 times every week. And so you may not have time to go into Facebook 2, 3, 4 times a week and make sure that you're looking for content and posting different things. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can schedule these. Meaning I can come in on a Monday, as an example, and say, okay, these are the 3, 4, 5 different things I want to share this week, and I can schedule it and have something that goes and is posted on Monday, on Wednesday, on Friday, on Saturday. And I am doing this all on Monday, so I can set it up ahead of time. In order for you to schedule your posts ahead of time, you are going to look for an option in the white menu bar that says Publishing Tools. Mine is under the tab that says More. Yours may be already listed on that white menu bar. But look for the option that says Publishing Tools and click on it. Now on the left-hand side, it says Stories, Posts. We are currently in Publish Posts. We are looking at things I have previously posted, but I would like to schedule the post. So right beneath that, it says Scheduled Posts. Click on it. And I don't have anything scheduled. I don't have anything coming up. So I want to schedule something to be posted on Friday. I could go ahead and click on Create in the top right corner. And I can write a post. So if I wanted to write a post, share it, I could go ahead and do so. So let's say I want to write a post reminding members of something. I know it's going to generate the preview. I give it a second and I'm going to delete it. If you want to preview the post before you schedule it, there's a little button that says preview in the bottom left. You click on preview. So there's the preview on the desktop. Here's the mobile preview. So on a cell phone or mobile device. Perfect. There's the link that I mentioned. I can go ahead and close this preview. Now I'd like to schedule this to go out on Friday. So I'm going to click on the blue button that says schedule post. So you have suggested, which would be suggested by Facebook based off of their algorithm and what they deem is the best time for you to post, or you have custom. And so in custom, I can just go ahead and say Friday, and I'm going to say at 10 a.m. Beneath that, it says stop newsfeed distribution, and you can select a date and time in the future when you would want your post to stop showing up. This is a nice option for events and open houses so that people aren't seeing an event in their posts or in their timeline, in their newsfeed that's already happened. Remember, Facebook isn't sharing posts in chronological order. They're sharing them based on interest. And so if you pay attention to your own newsfeed and your own timeline, you'll see a post your friend shared or something your friend said, and they posted it yesterday, but then the following post is from last week. And that's because Facebook is rearranging what you see based off of your interests. So in this situation, when you're scheduling something to be posted, if it's an event or an open house, a workshop, etc., I would suggest that you stop the newsfeed so that people don't end up seeing that post after the event has happened. Once you're done setting your schedule, you click on schedule at the bottom, and then it'll go ahead and it says publish, and it didn't actually publish. What it did is it has it stored here in scheduled posts to be released March 20th at 10 a.m. Now, if I needed to modify something or if I want to delete it, I changed my mind, I can just, from this same location, check off the post. And at the top where it says actions, I can just go ahead and publish it regardless of schedule. I can reschedule it. I can cancel the schedule. I can backdate it, or I can delete it. If I needed to actually edit the contents, I would click on it, click on edit in the bottom right, and that allows me to edit the contents of what I wrote, which comes in handy if you noticed you misspelled something or you forgot to say something and you want to add that detail in. I'm going to go back to the page, so top left corner. So now we have our page created. We've gone through the settings. You know how to upload your profile picture, your cover photo. We talked about posting, and I gave you an idea of things that you could post. We also scheduled posts, so that kind of helps you. It kind of makes things a little more efficient. It's an efficient use of your time to just be able to say, okay, I'm going to dedicate an hour or two once a week. I'm going to figure out what content I want to push through, what I want to share, and then go ahead and schedule that and get that out of the way. We talked about your page name and your username. Now we're going to talk about how to share your page. How do you let your family and friends who are on your personal account, how do you let them know that you created this wonderful business page so that they can come follow you and so that they can share it with their family and friends so that people can start to follow your business page and you could potentially get some new leads, some new contacts, new customers. So you have two options. You can either share this as a post and post it to your personal account and say, hey, look at this great page that I just designed, that I just set up. Or you could take the link to your page and share it in a private message. There is another option that allows you to invite people one by one, which would be on the right-hand side where it says community. Okay, and here, until you have 25 followers or more, it does ask you to invite people one by one. So you can go ahead and invite them that way. So let's say I wanted to share this in a post. I want my friends to know about this page. I'm going to go ahead and click on share right beneath the cover photo. And I'm going to say something and post it. And now all of my family and friends will see my business page. And I can say, hey, remember to like it. Please share this so that other people can see it. So that's your first option. Your other option is to take your link, copy it, and then at the bottom right, sometimes it's at the top right, but it's generally on the right-hand side of the screen, you are going to click on a button that allows you to generate a new message. Let's say I wanted to send this to Christy, one of the new trainers. And I'm going to send it to her. I'm going to go ahead and paste my link in there and click on send. And that's it. She'll receive a private message that tells her, hey, look at my business page. And she can go ahead and follow that page, like it, or she can share it for me as well. And again, just remember that in community on the right-hand side, you do have options to invite people. You do have to invite them one by one until you get 25 followers, and then you'll be able to invite people in bulk. So you would be able to select people and send it to various people at a time. So up at the top, next to Paige, we have our inbox. That would be our inbox of personal direct messages. So messages that were sent directly to your business page. We have events. If you don't see some of these, just remember they might be listed under more. Events is where you can come publish an event, an open house, a workshop. You can make your events public or private. If they're private, you have to invite specific people to see the event details, and people can RSVP. You have managed jobs. They have given you the option to post jobs if you are seeking to employ someone. You have your notifications every time that someone likes your page, likes a picture, comments, shares it. You have insights, which are going to give you some analytics on what's going on with your posts and what kind of posts are generating traffic or are getting attention. And then you have publishing tools, which we discussed. This is where you can go schedule your posts and manage those posts. You have an ad center to create ads. We'll do that in another video as well. And page quality. You have edit page info, which we already did. We have your settings, which we already went through. And you have a little help option all the way to the right. Let's talk a little bit about the insights. And then that's the end of the basic Facebook page setup. Let's go ahead and click on insights. So insights would give you an overview to start of what's going on with your page, actions that have been taken, traffic, basically what's going on with what you're posting and your followers and who's seeing it and what's being seen and what's not. As I scroll down, I'm going to see what's happening with the last 5 things I've posted, and it will tell you how many people it's reached and the engagement. And then pages to watch is just going to compare the performance of the pages that I admin and give me information on that. Okay, so it's letting me know this is when my fans or my followers are online. And it's showing me that they're online, seems to be like they're online mostly around 6 p.m. So if I want my post to be seen by more people, maybe I want to start posting at 6 p.m. or scheduling my posts to go out at 6 p.m. Just keep in mind that it does tell you that the time of day shown is for Pacific. So if that's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we need to make sure that if it's Eastern, there's like a 3-hour difference. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Post types, based on the type of things that you're posting. Okay. Videos obviously get a lot of engagement. Links, because people have to click through them. Pictures, people are visual, so they want to see things. Usually the links to articles have nice pictures, photos, videos, statuses, and shared videos. So people are paying most attention to videos that I'm posting, links that I'm posting, and photos that I'm posting. Okay. So the analytics is nice. Once you get your page running and you start to post regularly, you can use this to fine tune what you're posting and when you're posting it. So that is the end of the basic setup for your Facebook business page. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to your trainers. Your trainers are all on social media. We are always available via email as well, and you can reach us by emailing trainers@miamire.com. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, thank you so much for being a Miami member.